The first formula that I want to show you is Xlookup. It's Xlookup. Yes, Xlookup. Now I want to show you Xlookup. I want to show you the one that is not in the video also, which is sum ifs, Xlookup and sum ifs. So I'll show you sum ifs. I'll show you sequence also, but it's going to be very fast. I'll show you sequence. I want to show you 3 formulas today: sum ifs, sequence, and I mentioned one now, but I've forgotten. And Xlookup. So let's start with the Xlookup. Let's start with the Xlookup. I'm going to clear everything here on my screen right now. I'm going to clear everything that I have right here. I'll just do 1 or 2. Probably I might show you how to do percentage too. So permit me to clear. I think I've shown some people Xlookup before, but I've been having issue with some people. Has been this someone has been disturbing me with Xlookup to I think since on Wednesday. I've been so busy. I've been so busy. For all my Ghanaian students, don't worry, very soon we are coming to Ghana. To all our Ghanaian students, very soon we are coming to Ghana. Some people are asking us, when are we coming to Abuja? We are coming to Abuja also. We are coming to Abuja. Computer education is what everybody has to learn right now in today's world. You have to learn it. Everybody needs to have some basic knowledge of computer. So very soon we'll start moving to different locations to sensitize people about their tech. So very soon you are going to meet my team and I in your location. Okay. Though I'm supposed to show you advanced filter today, Sha, but God knows. So let's start with Xlookup. So like I normally say, Xlookup is like a senior brother to Vlookup. How many of us are with me? Are you with me? Oh, we have 70 people here already. So how many people are with me? Some people are leaving. I think it's their network. How many people are with me? Are you with me or not? How many people? Are you all still here? Okay. Okay, so let's start something. Olivia. Okay. Lucy. Edward. Benga, welcome. Oluwatosin, Mr. Said. Mustafa. Ogundaru Benjamin. Oyetunde, Zoom user. So now, like some of us has gone through the Vlookup video, right? Mr. Gidi, some of us has gone through the Vlookup. I did Okun Sunday. Some of us has gone through the Vlookup and we see how Vlookup works. Okay. Okay. And we see how Vlookup works. So Vlookup is kind of very complex. Well, in fact, for those of us that are just starting, Vlookup is very complex. The very first time I came in contact with that I tried Vlookup, it was not so easy for me to grab it at once. That's why the fact that I've been working with Excel, it's not so easy to grab Vlookup that fast. You have to do a lot of explanation, but we finally get it, right? So I believe almost all of us here has gone through all the video, and We know how VLOOKUP works. But thanks to Excel, we have Xlookup now that does not give us problem. Xlookup does not give us problem. So it's like a senior brother to VLOOKUP. Index and match also. I'm supposed to show you index and match also, but that will be in another class. You guys should go through the index and match video too. It's kind of very easy. So in case you're not working with, in case you have video with VLOOKUP, you can go with index and match. You can go with Xlookup. And in today's world, I won't even recommend any of my students to use VLOOKUP again. You can start using Xlookup. That is why I think I should show you how Xlookup works. Okay, what is HLOOKUP? HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. Now, it's very hard to see a data that you use HLOOKUP. Is kind of very, very hard because normally people don't usually present data in horizontal. Horizontal. Okay, VLOOKUP is more explanatory and index and match. Okay. Okay, no problem. Probably in our next class, I will explain. I'll break down index and match for you. I'll break down index and match for you in our next class. It's kind of very simple. It's so simple, not so hard. Don't tell look, everything is in your mind, is a mindset. The moment you have it in your head that, let me tell you how I was able to learn Microsoft Excel very fast. If I see any formula, I can just see one formula once and I will grab it so fast. Is everything starts with your mentality. The moment you say something is very hard, your mind, we have the setup that yes, this thing is very hard. You can't learn it as fast as other people. So what I want you to do today, starting from today, whatever thing you're trying to do, just say it's not hard. It's very, very easy. That is how I see everything in my life. And to God be the glory, everything has been working fine. Though not all, but almost everything has been working fine for me and my team, because we have a mindset that okay, there is nothing too big and there is nothing too hard for us to achieve. In fact, these are a new branch that we open. We saw it as something that is not achievable within the time frame we gave ourselves, and we were able to do it before this our new branch that we just opened. We were thinking of opening it by this month end, because we are considering the amount we have with us and the amount we are going to pay. But because we put our mind to it that okay, we can actually achieve this thing before month end, and we did. Look at us. Within 2 weeks, we were able to set up everything, and now by Monday we start operation there. So whenever you just want to meet me, you don't have to come to our main office, which is at Ibeshe. You can meet me in our Greek office now. So that's just a mindset. The moment you have a mindset that something is hard, no matter, maybe in your organization, wherever you are in your life generally, just have it in mind that okay, everything will work out well. Everything will work out well. And let me tell you one thing that has been also working out for me. I believe that though I'm not a motivational speaker, I'm not just trying to motivate you, but as it is, we just have to keep on encouraging ourselves, because it's because of you guys that we're able to achieve what we achieved. Digital world generally is not supposed not to have gone this far if we don't have people like you, right, encouraging us. So I'm very sorry, this person, where is this? Mr. Jude, right? Please let me just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, please. So digital was supposed not to have gone this far, but because of you guys and because of our mindsets, we're able to achieve what we achieve now. So whatever things you're learning, just put your mind to it and say, it's going to work out well for me. It's going to work out fine for me. So that's just that. So don't believe Excel is hard. Excel is very, very simple. So now let's go back to our work, just as Mr. Judah said. So Xlookup is just like a elder brother to Vlookup. We use it to look for one information in another table and bring it to the other table. So just like this now, we have all this information, right? And I believe this is the data that I've been using over and over and over again, because I believe it's much more easier to understand than any other complex data. If we are dealing with Excel, you don't have to start with complex data sets. Once you have the basic knowledge, you should be able to deal with more complex data sets by the time you get there. So now, just like this one, we have this customer ID, right? And right here, we have this full name, gender, city, and country. So if I want to look for this, if I want to bring out this one, bring this information into this sheet right now, I can just use Xlookup to bring it. Now, we have the customer ID right here, right? Which is the unique identifier that I've been always mentioned. It's a unique identifier, and this is what we also have right here. So with Xlookup, we can just say equals to Xlookup. And mind you, you need to have the latest version of Excel before you can work with Xlookup. With any of the formula that I want to show you today, you need to have the latest Microsoft Excel. If not, you won't be able to work with this. So I don't want anybody to come to my DM and start telling me that Xlookup is not on their own system. Xlookup is not on their own system. So you need to have the latest version of Microsoft Excel before you can work with this. I'm coming, Zion. Those people that are raising hand, I'm coming. I'll attend to you once I'm done with this. I don't think Excel has released 2023 version, but the latest version right now is the latest one that I'm using is 2021. So it's equals to Xlookup. Xlookup. Now our lookup value is this. This is what we are looking for, right? Simple as this, comma. And where are we going to see it? We are going to see it right here in this place. So just select, this is what you want to see. This is where Excel is going to see that information, right? Comma. Now, what do you want it to return? You want it to return full name. So just choose full name. Then I will close my brackets and press enter. So it's going to give me the name. Now, don't mind the way I'm teaching today. I'm kind of stressed out. I've been busy since on Monday, so I'm kind of stressed out right now. But just follow along with me. I'm very sorry for today's. I believe in our next class that should be more active than this. So what I'll just do is just copy down this. Then Microsoft Excel will fill in the rest for me, just like this. Just like this. Now we have all the information right here. We have all the information here. Okay. I believe this is big enough. So that's that about that. Let's do it for the gender. Let's do it for the gender. So I just say equals to Xlookup, right? Our lookup value is still this, right? Comma, and our lookup array is this. We are looking for it. This is where it's going to see the customer ID right here, comma, and I need it to return gender for me. Simple as this. Then I'll close the brackets and press enter. Then right here, I can just copy this down. Then Excel will automatically fill up all this for me. So I hope you get that now. This is kind of very, very simple. It's kind of very simple. You see how it works. Any question on Xlookup before I move to another thing? Did you have any question on Xlookup? Zion. Okay, Zion, please raise your hand so that I can attend to your question. Okay, Zion, please unmute. Please unmute. Okay, you don't understand. Is it that you don't understand, Mr. Zion?
Hello, good evening. Yes, I do
Oh,
understand.
Mrs. or Miss.
Miss Zion,
I'm
Zion
very sorry.
spread.
Okay,
Thank
no
you,
problem.
sir.
You did not understand. Ganu Kainde Okpeyemi. You want to say the same thing? Is it the same thing? Is it that you don't understand?
No, me, I understand, but I have a question, another question entirely. Actually, is on Vlookup. I mean, Xlookup, rather. Maybe when she's true, I can ask my own question.
Ask your question. No.
Okay, let me go on. My question is this. I think I called you while I was in the office the other time. You told me you were in a meeting.
Yes.
After I was through with the Xlookup, so I was trying to maybe do some editing. And I remember you taught us how to remove the work from being in a formula to maybe to a normal text or something. So I didn't get how to do it. I don't know if
Okay.
you understand my question, sir.
Yeah, I do understand perfectly.
Yes,
I
sir.
do understand. Don't worry. I will talk about it. I'll talk about it. So how do you get the Xlookup? I am sorry I wasn't in the last class. Thank you. Mrs. Zion or Miss Zion. Okay. So let's quickly take this Xlookup again. It's kind of a new formula. It's in the latest version of Excel. I think it's not in 2019 version, but I did not use 2019, but I think it's not there. But I'm not so sure. If you have 2019 version, you can try it, but I'm not so sure if it is there. Someone said volume. Ha. Hey. You know what? I cannot shout the way I used to shout because today I'm so stressed. I'm very sorry. I'm so stressed. But I will try to increase the volume and see if God permits me. It's not only just 2021 version. So if you're using Excel 365, you can also see it. You can work with it. What is the major difference between Xlookup and Vlookup? Yes, people have been asking this question. Please, but I'll do that immediately I'm done with this. I'll do that immediately I'm done with it. So say equals to Xlookup. Now watch it closely. I'll select this. Now, the very first argument that you see right here is lookup value, just like Vlookup. The very first thing you see with Xlookup and Vlookup is the lookup value, right? So what exactly are you looking for? I'm looking for this customer ID. So whenever you see array, it's talking about a range. Array is talking about range. The range of something. That is, if you remember the first time I explained the difference between cell and range, right? A range is a group of cells, is a collection of cells, right? So whenever you see array, it's talking about collection of cells. It's now asking you, in which column, in which selection, right? Am I going to see this lookup value? Where am I going to see the customer ID? So if I go to this customer sheet, I will select this as a range. I'll select this. So what I'm telling Xlookup is that look for this particular customer ID right in between this place. And if you see it, so if you remember in Vlookup, you have to select the O table, right? You have to select the O table, but right here, you just select the column where you will see the where you see the customer ID. Okay, let's bring it to the real life now. Like if you're looking for me, you have my name, you have my picture, right? So now I'm in Nigeria, but where exactly in Nigeria? I'm in Lagos. So you've niche it down that, okay, this guy is in Lagos, right? This guy is in Lagos. So you'll be able to see me in Lagos, right? So now that is the same thing as the range, as the lookup array. You've given it the information that, okay, I'm looking for this customer ID. The next thing is the lookup array. Where am I going to see it? Then you select the customer ID. Then I'll give it the comma. Then what did you want it to return? Now I want it to return the city. So you don't have to select all of them. You just have to select the city that you want it to return. So I'll choose the column that you want it to return. So I'll choose the city. I'll choose the city, then I'll close my bracket and press enter. And then it should give me this New York Metro. Then I'll copy it down, then Excel will do the rest. So let me do it for this country. After doing it for country, I'll do it for the price. I'll do it for the unit price, and then I'll do it for the unit price, and I will do some ifs. I don't think I'll be able to take unique today because I'm kind of very tired now. But let's move on. You've got permit. Someone said you can't see my screen. How manage? I think my screen is big enough now. If I zoom it in too much, I won't be able to work. I think this is big enough right now. To be big enough. So I'll say equals to Xlookup, right? After selecting the Xlookup, scroll down. I need it to return the cost. I need it to look for customer ID, comma. Then if I come down to this customer, the customer ID is right here. So I'll select it, comma, and I need it to return the country. So I need it to return the country. Then I'll close my brackets and press enter. So right now, I'll just copy down this, and so what I want you to do now is to download this data set. You have the link, or yeah, okay, you know what? Just once you access the course, hey, once you have the link to the course, I want to show you this data set that I'm using. Now I think I've said everybody has the link to the Excel course. So let me go to my Google Drive. Let me see, shared with me, not my computer, shared with me. Then you can, let me open this. So once you open it, you should have the data set is down here. Is this work exercise? This is it right here. This is the data set that I'm using. So that I'm using. So you can download it and also try it with your own system. Try it with your own laptop also. I want you to try the phone number. I know you are going to have issue with the phone number, but let me just do it. Let me do the phone number. So I'll solve everything. Then I want you to also practice with others too. So I said equals to Xlookup. Our lookup value now is this. Now our phone number is not on our customer sheet. It's on this phone number right there. And I'll pick the customer ID, which is this, comma. I need it to return the phone number. Now, after I choose the phone number, you see the next thing is if value is not found. So there are still some value that will be missing right here. So instead of us now use if error. First time, right? I'm very sorry, who is this? Rachel. Okay. So I will attend to you later, Rachel. I will attend to you. So if the value is not found, right? So if the value is not found, though every other thing right here is optional, you can close it right here. But now we know that I know that right here some phone number are not included. So it's going to give me not available. So instead of it to write not available, I need Excel to write not found there. So I'll just give it in a quotation. I say not found. Then close my quotation, then close the bracket and press enter. So she gave me this. So if I copy down this formula, and I scroll down, you see instead of this, she gave me not available. It says not found. It says not found. Same thing with this. You can see right here it says not found. So that is that about Xlookup. So I also have a video on Xlookup on our YouTube channel. Most of you guys have not subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's just that I did not have time to record video now. But now that I'm done, I'll be recording more video on new Excel formulas every single week that I'll be dropping. So you better go and subscribe to our YouTube channel that I'll be dropping latest Microsoft Excel formula, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Access, Power BI, SQL, Photoshop, CorelDRAW. You'll be dropping more on digital marketing too, and every other thing. So if you actually want to enjoy all this, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be dropping it there for you every single week, because we are done with the current project that we are working on now, and we just want to use this opportunity to relax a little bit. So you can be getting more information. You can be learning more every single time. So someone said I should do this again. So I say equals to Xlookup. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this customer ID, right? Comma. Where am I looking for it? I'm looking for the phone number. I'll select the phone number, which is I'll select this the customer ID, because that is I'm looking for it within here, comma, and I need it to return the phone number for me, comma. Now the next thing is if the value is not found. If the value is not found, I need Excel to write not available or not. Okay, let's change it to not available now. Position, then I'll close my bracket and press enter. So then I can double click this, then I should have this. So allow me to quickly do some things right here. Let me just, okay, let's quickly do this. Let's do this. Let's do the cost price and unit price. Let's do the cost price and unit price, so that or you might get lost if I'm doing this cost price and unit price. I need to show you I need you guys probably by next week. I need you before next week to watch a video on I think multiplication table, or there is a video on absolute cell reference, mixed cell reference. I think that video is I'm coming. Let me look for it. There's a video that I explain absolute cell reference, relative cell reference, and mixed cell reference for you. So I think is I did a video on cell reference. So I will need you to go through this lesson 20. Go through this lesson 20 multiplication table. I think I explained absolute cell reference, relative cell reference, and mixed cell reference right here. So go through it. If I just said I should get this cost and unit price for you, you might not get it right. So go through that video then in our next class. Yes, it is multiplication table, right? So it's lesson 20. Go through that one so that you'll be able to learn absolute cell reference, relative cell reference, and mixed cell reference. So someone asks, how do I remove formula? How do I remove the formula? Yes. So you can see that if I click on this one, it shows Xlookup, which means if anything happened to this customer information, I'm going to have this modular. I'm coming, just give me a second. I'm going to have issue with this. If anything should happen to this customer's sheet now, I'm going to have issue with this information, because it's depending it depends on this one. So there's something in Excel called trace precedence and trace dependence. So if we go to, I think it's in data, it's been a while. Yes, it should be in data, right? I'm coming, Mojisola, I'll attend to you. It's not, is it in formula? No. Yes, we have it in formula. We have trace precedence and trace dependent, right? So trace precedent is talking about the cell that depends on that particular on a particular cell. Okay, now let's say this cell, this particular cell that I click on now, if I trace its precedence, it's telling me that this cell depends on this. You can see that right here I have this arrow. Let me zoom in. If I trace, I don't think I've ever I don't think I've taught anyone this. So trace precedence will show you the cell that this one is depending on. So you can see that this set depends on this column, this B, right? This B2, you can see it, you can see the arrow. It depends on this, and it depends on another table. You can see it right there. It depends on another table, right? So whatever happened to this table, because right now Excel is seeing this, you are the one that is just seeing it as a name. What Excel is actually seeing it as is this. That is why it's showing you this in a formula bar. You can see if I click on this, it just shows me this number. If I click on this, it just shows me this number. But the moment I click on this, it shows me formula, right? That is because it's depending on another thing. It's depending on another thing. So what if anything should happen to this one? If anything should happen to this one, it will definitely affect this. That is trace precedent. Let me remove the arrow. So let's click on this now. If I trace dependent, now what is depending on this one? What is depending on this one? That is trace dependent. The thing that is depending on this one. So if I trace dependent, you'll see that it says all these things right here. All these things, you can see that it's give that arrow up to this place. That is everything that I have. I have this, I have this, that is depending on this one. I have this, I have this. So everything right here, and a table is also depending on this one. If anything should happen to this one, right? If anything should happen to this one, it's going to affect all these people. It's going to affect all these other cells. That is trace dependent, right? So right now, if I trace precedence to this one, it's not going to give me anything because this is not depending on anything. It's not depending on anything. Excel sees it as an individual, right? It's not depending on anything. So now, how can I save my data? How can I save my data so that Excel will see it as an independent value? That is the value that is not depending on anything. Because what if anything should happen to this particular cell? Now, let's take, for instance, if I delete this and I press enter, you see that all this value gives me 0, 0, because they are all depending on this thing. So now, how can I make my data stand out? Though I use the formula to bring it in, but how can I make it stand out? So what I'll do is, I will select, look at my my cursor now. You see that I place it on top of C like this, and it gives me this arrow facing down. If I click on it, right, I'll go to home. I will copy it. After copying it, I need to paste it as a value. But before pasting it, let me show you once again. You can see that right here, it's showing me what? It's showing formula, right? It's showing formula, but I don't need it to show formula. I need it to show independent value like this, to just show the name, just like the way it's showing it here, just like the way it's showing it here. So I need Excel also. I need this one to show like that. So if I highlight everything, I'll copy it. Now I'll come to this paste. I'll see paste value. So I can paste it as a value. So I'll just click on paste as value. Then I'll escape, right? If I click on this now, you can see that the formula is gone. It's now standing on its own. So if I come back to formulas and I trace precedent, it's going to tell me that this thing does not depend on anything. It stands on its own. If I said, okay, trace the dependent, now it's depending on different table, but if anything, another table is depending on it. But if anything should happen to it, it does not affect it. It's something that is depending on this one. This one is not depending on anything, right? So that is how to remove the formulas. So the same thing with this. The same thing with this gender. So if I highlight this gender, I go to home, right? I can copy it, then paste it as a value. So if I press escape to remove it, if I click on this, it's going to show me this information. Any question on that? Is there any question before I move to another thing? Totally. Is there any question? Okay. So since nobody responded, I'll take it as no question. So now if they are going into the field of data analysis, they can ask you to get the total quantity ordered by each country. The total quantity ordered by each country. So now the thing is, there's a new formula called unique. Now, as you can see, all these countries, they are duplicates. So let me quickly remove it. Let me remove the formula so that it won't look like something else. So now you can see that all these countries, they are duplicates. Wow. All these countries are duplicates, right? So all these countries are duplicates, right? As you can see, we have USA, but what my boss told me to is to get the total sales of each country so that we will know the country with the highest sales. So this formula called unique, I'll just do it once. So there's this formula called unique. It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. It's called unique. So if I press equals to unique, now what unique will do is it's going to return the value in a range. So it's going to remove all the duplicates and give me the unique value. It's going to give me the unique value. It's going to remove all the duplicates and give me the unique value. So if I press tab, right, to select it, so what I'll just do is, since I'm looking for all the countries, I'll just start my selection from here, Control Shift, down arrow to select everything, then I'll close my bracket, simple as that, and I press enter. Right now, you can see right here, Excel is going to give me all the countries without any duplicate. Excel is going to remove all the duplicate for me, you see. Now I have one USA, Japan, all of them is going to give me the unique value. So these are all the countries that they have now, without any duplicates. Without any duplicates. These are all the countries that I have. These are all the countries that I have. Right? So very easy. Any question on the unique formula before I move to the sum ifs? Is there any question on the unique formula before I move to the sum ifs? Because I'm about to round up, take your questions, your any other thing that you have to say. No question. Okay. See, unique is kind of very, very simple and it's very, very useful. So right now, the next thing for us to do is, okay, I should recap the unique formula. Someone said I should recap the unique formula. So what I'll just do is equals unique, right? Unique. So after selecting the unique, after choosing unique formula, I want to select the whole country. So you can do the same for the city. It's going to give you the unique value and remove all the duplicate for the cities. But now I'm using the country. So country shifts down arrow to select everything. So after selecting everything, you don't have to do anything. It's just to close the bracket and press enter. So it's going to get it out for you. It's going to get it out for you. It's going to get it out for you. Very easy. Now, the next formula that I want to show you is sum ifs. some ifs. So I think I dropped one video on YouTube on about how to add how to do pie charts. So I did some ifs there. I did some ifs. So after today's class, you can go through it and watch it. So I'll just say equals to. Now what we want to do now is to get the total quantity ordered by each country. So the total quantity ordered by each country. So what I need Excel to do is whenever it sees USA, you should sum up all the total USA that I have. Sum up all the quantity ordered by USA. To sum them up and give me the total for all USA. So instead of filtering it out, I can just do it like this. Use unique to just get it out. So I'll just say equals to some ifs. Now, what did I want to sum up? I want to sum up all the quantity, right? So all the quantity. Now, for all the country, now that is my sum range. My criteria is for all this country, right? For all the country that it is USA in a quotation, I'll just say, oh, I think I made a mistake. Let's go back. Let's check the formula now. No, I did not actually make a mistake. I'll say equals to yeah. So I'll say equals to some ifs. Then the first argument right here is the sum range. So if I select this as my sum range, this is my sum range, comma. Why is my Excel showing like this? Comma, right? My criteria range is this country. So I want to sum up all the country that is in USA. So in a quotation, double quotation USA, so double quotation, then I'll close my bracket and press enter. So right now it's to give me the total for USA. So if I copy down this, now I think I have sorry. I'm not supposed to put in USA here. It's still going to start giving me the same thing. So I need to choose my criteria right here because I want to copy down. So I'll just select this as my criteria and press enter. Because I want to copy down, so I'll just copy down this, then it's going to do it for me. This is following the relative reference. So you can see it's going to give me the total for all the country. So now I'm going to use 30 minutes to take questions, observations, and every other thing, and complain also. I believe some people will have complained. So questions, observation, complaints. I'm going to use 30 minutes to take all that. Okay, let's start from, if you have question, please raise your hand. So let's start from Basi. Basi, please unmute.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
I believe you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks so much for the lectures. I just want to say, although I joined you a bit late when you started with Xlookup, I actually follow it up. I believe that at the end of the day, you drop the video for us. Then I also heard you talking about us to follow you on YouTube. I don't have your YouTube address, so that either probably we can follow you up on YouTube, as you said.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that. Let me hear Mojisola. Madam Mojisola. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you so much for the class. Please, I just have a question.
Okay.
The question is, I don't know if it's the last video or
Madam Mojisola, I can hardly hear you. Your network is breaking really bad. I can't hear you.
before that. There was a place where you were showing for. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I said, I don't know if it was the last video you uploaded or the one before that. There was a place where we were summing for the date. When we sum up for the date, then you went somewhere up on the formula bar or somewhere up there. You said you can change it to something. Please, can you go over that again? I didn't really get that. I don't know if you understand me, sir.
I did not understand you because I don't even know the video you're talking about. Is it a class or a recorded video?
It's a recorded video.
Is it on YouTube or in your course?
No, it's one of the courses that you uploaded. Maybe I'm going to look for the video and send it to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be glad if you can do that. And if you can get across to me before 11, because I have meeting by 11 tomorrow, but I'll be in office by 8. If you can get me from 8 to 11, I can set up one-on-one class for you to attend to you before I started my meeting by 11. So I explain that. Just tell me the video, the lesson, then I will attend. I will see. Just let me know, Sha. You can call me on phone also to explain. I'll attend to you. You can call me tonight or tomorrow by 8.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful night rest. Adeyinka, up to you.
Good evening, Mr. Assis. Well done.
I'm not Assis. My name is Akim.
Mr. Akim, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Please, I want to ask, please, what about the timetable for this class? Because I waited on Wednesday, the class did not hold on Wednesday, which I was expecting you to tell us that the class would not hold. Though I waited and I didn't see any link, so I lock up that day. And another thing is, please, somebody has asked this question. Please, kindly drop the video you did tonight. The one you did tonight, kindly drop it for us, for those of us that joined late because of network. Thank you, sir.
I always drop the recording, Mr. Adeyinka. I always drop the recording. And also, about the class is coming up every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Every Friday. There will always be class every Friday. But if there won't be class, I'm going to notify you in the group. So that is that about that. Thank you very much. See ya later. Mr. Ilesami, someone said you have problem with the recorded. Who is this? Mr. Yaya Yakubu. I beg, no kill me. Karima, you came in late. Welcome. Mr. Ilesami, please continue.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Rachel, please raise your hand so that I can unmute you. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I have like 3 questions, but I've been trying to discuss with you if I can share my screen so that we explain better. Last time I tried to explain to our tutor, he said, "You don't get me right."
Who is that? Kingsley, right?
Yes. Should I share my screen so that you get it clear?
Is it personal? Is it a personal data set?
It will actually, everybody will actually give.
If it is a personal data set, I can set up one-on-one meeting with you tomorrow. But if it is something that everybody can see, you're just using it to practicalize. Okay, can we allow that, everybody? Are you okay with that? I hope it's not going to take a lot of our time. If everybody agrees, then I'm good to go. Okay, someone said yes. What about others? Okay, Mr. Ilesami, a lot of people, but let me quickly take question from Mr. Alfred. And then after Alfred, I'll allow you to share your screen, please. Is that okay by you?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, okay. As said this, speaking language English. Mr. Alfred.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, I want to ask if it will be possible you share your data with us so that we could practice what we're learning.
Mr. Alfred, I just showed you guys how to download it. You can, once you click on the Excel course, the data set that I use is right down here.
Okay,
There is
okay,
the
thank you very much.
exercise. You can download it.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let me stop my own sharing, Mr. Elisami, then you can share yours. You can now share, then unmute so that you can talk. Please share your screen. Yeah, okay.
This is now. So
Yeah,
I
I
have
can see.
3 questions here.
Okay,
This one I'm calculating now is the first question. This is the second question. Why this one is the
that is the
third?
third question. Okay,
So the first question is that I'm just trying to use Excel to solve some problem. Okay,
okay.
again. So I assume that I'm recording money for somebody. So this one I'm putting credit now, and this is the person's balance. So the first day he brought 2,000. So I'm expecting this one to give me the balance of that 2,000. So the next day that he brought 3,000, so that this one we added to this one.
Okay.
So how can we solve that one? That's the first question. The second one is
Mr. Listen, me. Let's take it one by one.
okay.
Okay. Now, the thing is, how to solve this issue is click on that balance below the balance.
Yes.
Equals to sum.
Equal to
Sum.
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 Okay, I've done that.
Press tab. Tab. Yes. Now select the whole of column N. Start from the top. From the top, yes. Select everything. Close your brackets.
Okay.
Press enter. Let's see. Now, oh yeah, add another thing to add like 2,000 or something.
Oh, but this person supposed to give me 200. You know, the person deposit
200K.
2,000.
2,000 and 1,000.
No, so that it will be adding the column like that. But look, this
So,
is what I try to I try to using one thing, but it's giving me the balance. Can you see this one now? So on January, the person brought 2,000. So the balance is 2,000. So on February, he brought 2,000 again. So this 2,000 plus this 2,000 give me 4,000. So I program sure that I already give me the balance already. So if I on March now, if the person brings 3,000 now, so it's going to add this now 7,000. It's telling me the total like that. So that's what I want. So maybe
click
the
on
next
that
one.
balance.
Sir?
Click on
So
that
you are
balance.
getting it.
I'm getting it. Click on the balance.
So that's what I want.
Click on the balance, please.
So what I did, I said this column B should be equal to this column C. So and I said this column, if you share this formula, and I said C column C6 plus B should give me the total here. So, but what my challenge is now that all this month now they have is supposed to. I was trying to see if it can give me 0, so that once I'm feeling here, it should now be giving me the total like that, plus the initial balance is deposited.
Then you're not supposed to copy down if you want it to be given you, so it's not possible.
Yeah, if I not copy that, say if I will be doing it one by one.
Excel is not a programming language. Did you get that, Mr. Listen? So if you did not copy down the formula, then you're not expecting it to start doing that. Except you copy down the formula, that is when it start working. So the moment you add another one, it's going to sum it up for you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, are you here now? Can I say this one now? I want to add these two cell together. That has an alphabet. Is it possible?
It's not.
So that
it's not possible. You can't add in mathematics itself. If you have 20m plus 20n, can you sum it up?
No, 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 no,
no.
it
Let's
will
bring
not work.
it to the real life. If I
So
get,
the real life, the mathematics do not work.
it will not work. So it will not work in
Yeah,
Excel.
but if I put n here, will it work?
Put n.
Because the real mathematics, if you put it n, it's supposed to give you 49n.
It's not possible. Excel will not give you like that because Excel sees the moment you put it n, Excel will see it as another thing.
Okay.
Excel will recognize it as a text. So and you cannot
But I
sum up
thought
it.
there is a formula, sir. I thought there's a formula that we will calculate. We are going to
There's no formula.
string that alphabet so that you only recognize the figure.
No,
Is it
it's
possible?
not possible. It's not.
Okay, sir.
I'm
Thank you,
very
sir.
sorry
The
that I
last
can't help
question.
you with that. The last question.
The last question is how can I generate number? Like if I start with 201 to 1000, how would I do it?
Okay.
So that
Stop.
would be the answer.
It's possible. That is possible. Stop your sharing, please. Let me use the opportunity to show
Okay,
everyone
sir.
here the sequence formula. I recorded a video on sequence also. Maybe I should, instead of me training you again, maybe I should give you that video to watch. But let's see, Sha. Let's see. Okay, stop your share. Let's do something with that. So other people can also learn from that. I dropped a sequence formula in the group. I think last month. Oh yeah, stop your share now, Mr. Elisami. Let me start.
I'll try to stop it.
No problem. All right, let me see. Thank you. Miss Rachel, I'm going to attend to you now. Just give me a second. Let me quickly show sequence. Let me show you how to work with sequence, then I'll attend to Rachel. So now if you are dealing with, if you want to generate number, it's equals to sequence. So how many rows do you want? How many rows? I want you to write it in one row, right? And how many column in one column? So it should start with 200, right? And the step should be in one. So if I close my brackets, I need it to write it in let's say 100 rows. Sorry. So if I press enter, now it's giving me dates. Let me change it from date to number. So you can see right now. Let me remove the decimal point. So you see, start from 201, 202, 203, right? Downward to 300. You can see that it gives me 299 because it started from 200. But if I start from 201, then it should give me 300. Did you get that? Or you did not? Did you get the sequence formula or you did not? Okay, I should recap. Clear content. So let me clear it. Okay, let's do it in. Okay, let's still do the in one. Like you can do it in 100. You can do it in. It depends on the step. So I say equals to sequence. So how many rows do you want it to put it in? I need let's say 500 rows now. 500 rows. In how many columns? Just in one column. If you need it to put it in 2 columns for you, you can choose 2 columns, but I need it in just 1 column. What should it start with? Let's say it should start with 201, right? It start from 201, right? And it should be adding 1 to it, right? So after 201 plus it will add 1 to it. That will be 202. So if you need it to add 2 to it, you put the step should be in 2. If you need it to add 100 to it, the step will be in 100. But now let's say I need it to add just 1 to it. So I'll choose 1 here. Then I'll close my bracket and press enter. You see 201, 202 down to now we are going straight to now it should give us 600. Wow, it has gone beyond my expectation. 700, yes, that is 500 plus 200. It gave us 700. So this is where it's up. Excel is even wiser than me. I was expecting it to stop in 500, but now, because it started from 200, it takes me directly to 700. That is 200 plus 500. So I'm coming, Valentine and Rachel, I'll attend to you now. Let's do it one more. So let's say, okay, we need it to give us even number. So I'll just say equals to sequence. So even number is in 2, 2, right? So I need it to start from 100. So okay, I need to start from 1 or from 2. So let's say, okay, I need it in just let's say 20 columns, 20 row and 1 column, and it should start with 2 and it should be in 2, 2, right? So after writing 2, you should add extra 2 to it. That will be 4, right? So I'll press 2 again and I'll close my bracket and press enter. Now it's still giving me date, so I'll just change it right here from date to number. Then I'll remove this. So to be like this. So I can have something like this. So you can see it's going to stop in 40 because I said 20 rows.